And game one of Swiss Stage round 4. Winner of this series moves on. Loser has to play another series and either win and continue or lose and go home. For the side of AAO, we got Ragnar, Ledge Heru, Ragnar, Legendary Petro, Legendary Petro, Legendary Petro, Colombo Ledge Mod, and Conk. For the side of PUMBA, we've got Ragnar, Ledge Heru, Yu Yang, Ledge Kleb, Minnow, Petro, Ledge Petro, Ledge Colombo, and Ledge Colombo. And so as we look here and watch, a couple things I want to talk about team-wise. First thing to note here is Colombo's, the Conqueror will be nice for burning, especially because Petros are going to be struggle to burn. Now, Colombo's will also have good luck against the Petros if they can get the right angle. This Minotaur is going to suffer if he's not careful. Each team running 4 DDs. Double Heru, double Rag for AAO means you're going to have the 2 radars and the 2 smoke bots. Single Heru with the Kleb, Yu Yang, Ragnar means you have 1 radar. Let's see if the Yu Yang's running a radar real quick because I forgot to check that. So for the Yu Yang, we're going to see a... Yes, Yu Yang is running radar, so they're going to use the... Harugumo is the only smoke one. The Yu Yang's there to radar and spot stuff, Kleb and Ragnar to kill. Expectations as I look at how this is setting up. You're going to have the Yu Yang sit over here where he can't be spotted. Try to get the radar on a DD entering there. Petro's going to come up here. This is being very closely mirrored here, this entire strategy. Biggest difference is watch the Colombo positioning. So with the Colombo here, if he stays here, he's going to have shots here, here, and here. But for this Colombo, by the way he's moving, he's going to be more focused over here. He will still have shots over this way, but he's going to have to contend with this island and possibly this island, depending on how far he goes. Looking at the further distribution setup, Ragnars are looking here. They're going to go there, try to get an early pick, so we're going to finish quickly because we're about to have contact. Heru's going to go over here to smoke bot, let the Petro get there, and then the Petros are going to set up and try to challenge, and Conqueror is going to help burn down. For the red side, you're going to see Petro Colombo doing the same thing. Minnow's up here to try to counter anything coming over here. They're going to smoke him up, let the Minnow radar, and then spam down whatever they see. But we should start to see the fight break out fairly soon because there's not that much room separating the two teams. You can see the Minnow already is using Hydro because they want to make sure they don't get Torp Dump. Now, Ragnar's admittedly can't Torp Dump, but you never know with the Heru if he's going to use Reload Booster and drop Torps early in the game. Expectations probably not, but you always got to be careful. And get ready for contact. Initial engagement gives advantage slightly to PUMBA because that Heru Minnow right there is closer than the Petro Conqueror, but it all depends on shots. Shots always make it a big difference. And so, as we watch it, you can see that radar coming here. Ragnar backing in. His radar is going to just catch Gaz right here. So, Thrak is going to be caught. They're going to each counter radar, but Toth is not spotted yet. Now, Toth spotted. The Minnow is still there. Minnow does have radar ready. His lining is right up on the same as Vaska. Problem is, because they spotted Gazgol, and oh, that's what I was saying was the worry, is it depends the shots. Conqueror hits the shots. Half health already gone, and they've taken just 2,000 off of Vaska, nothing off of Toth yet, and the Ragnar of Gazgul is already going to max out at only about 24,000. He is going to get back to C, and the club has managed to take B while this is going on. We're going to switch over here to D in a second, but we're going to watch this because you're going to see the push here, and with that hold up, it's going to change it a bit. So, Minnow uses the radar, but they're not in range to spot yet. Watch these torps. Oh, and Vasca takes a torp, and all that health advantage they built up through superior shooting gone in a second. Petro does radar. It's not going to be enough to find the minnow, but it will show Gazgul, and he'll take some more chunk here. Toth is back there. Vasca's used the heal. Remember, Gazgul... Okay, we're just going with Thraka. Thraka's already healed. He's still spotted. He's going to get dark here because of the DCP, but how much does he take before he gets dark? Down to under 10k. Under 10k. Toth now taking the fight back from the minnow of Curse Suffering, but they gotta be careful because that Heru's smoke is going to start to dissipate. 2 minutes, you can see right there as it hits 206, it's starting to tick out. Quick look over to D. You can see that the Yu Yang of Aloshka lost the fight early on. He's going to be able to take the cap because the Petro radar has been used, and Brody got hammered for it, most likely by El De La Vega. But watch now as the Harugamo sits in smoke if he can farm out this Petro of Tyomsum. Does have DCPs ready, but DCP ends quickly. If they get one good shot on him from the Heru right here, he's going to get another fire. There it is already, and that is brutal. That's the danger of DCPing the one fire. Yes, you go dark, but now you're spotted again, and now you have to engage. Quick look over to A and B because stuff is going on. Heru just dodges the torps of the Kleb. Petro and Heru moving up. They've got to be careful because the Columbo shots are coming in. 5k off of the Columbo, but watch these shots onto the Petro here. Shots in on the Petro and 13k back. That sap hurts. Drifting back into watch this way, you can continue to see Brody being focused by the Columbo. Issue is this constant fire setup on PUMBA. He's got the DCP in 12 seconds, but he's already used the heal, and they're balancing out what was done to Brody. If Brody doesn't take a torp here, they're in a really good spot. He does look primed to take one, though. He's not going to be able to dodge that. Down to 21,000, and Yu Yang torp strike, giving another advantage there. Petro's continuing to dance on that corner. He's staying there because it keeps him protected from the Columbo of Black Blueberry, who went back over. Remember, PUMBA has the advantage of numbers here because they've got that Columbo. Yu Yang's radaring, but the radar counter from the Petro's in 6 seconds. How much health does the Yu Yang get out of here with? At 8,000 already. Under it. Has not hit the DCP yet. Down to 7,400. He is playing with danger. 7,400 health. He's down to 2/3 already. Brody at 17k has 1 heal left versus 3 heals for the side of Tyomsum. So PUMBA's starting to build that advantage at D. And you need to get, if you're AAO, the push going at AB. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Kleb was spotted. Does take 7k. The Columbo's also already used the heal and is now getting conquered. Minnow's laid a second smoke. So as we look at this as it shifts into the mid-game here, still nobody dead. Points lead slowly growing for the side of PUMBA because they control the caps. PUMBA's goal is to keep these ships alive and harassing here as long as possible because that protects the Petro, and that's why they're bringing the Ragnar over. Meanwhile, they want to move this way and area deny this, the Petro, finishing off Brody. For the side of AAO, they're continuing to use these ships to farm here and trying not to die to this. Columbo is going to be watching as this push comes in because they're going to want to try to deny it, and we're going to watch that Columbo of De La Vega. He does not take any of the torps. But here comes the push. The push is coming. They're going to put the Petro in B, which is going to hold it. And like I said, it's how long can PUMBA hold off before this Petro gets smacked from behind? And how long for AAO can they hold off up there? We got 2 counterplays going. Who executes the play better? I will say the Petro of Varvar at 10,000, he is just getting absolutely just burned to a crisp. One more shot from the Columbo may be enough to finish him if they can get it. And then the Ragnar's spotted. Ragnar gets spotted. He's shooting down to 3,700. He's already using his last heal. They're going all out for him. They get the Petra with the Columbo, and they're about to get PUMBA's Ragnar. And if they get Thraka, that's a really, really bad sign for the side of PUMBA. First blood at 9 minutes in for AAO brings that gap back to 4. There's the second kill. They get the Ragnar, and now AAO is on the move. They've managed, meanwhile, on the other side, you'll notice for AAO, they've successfully extracted the Petro. They're going to have to watch that the Harugumo doesn't die, but they're now in a spot to win. You're going to be constantly putting the pressure on B. Columbo's going to have to run this way, and the Minnow and Haru are sitting there trying to kill off the Ragnars. But here comes this Petro. This Petro is going to move into here and look to help counter over these things. He may take the lower edge, probably will, because it'll give him more protection from this Columbo up north, but we'll watch and see. It depends on how quick this Columbo goes down south. And since he's not going down quick at 34k, Nicinator is going to stay up north. So for the side of PUMBA, what they need to do now is they need to get this train rolling. It is already rolling somewhat, but this Columbo needs to get around this island and in and harassing this group right here. So Columbo wants to harass that group right there. He's going to come around here. That's going to give him the ability there. It's also going to give him the ability to look out there, and we can't see him right now, but the Petro, that's going to show up there fairly soon. This is going to put the pressure on the Ragnars, hopefully forcing them away from C, allowing the Petro and the Minnow Haru over here to put pressure back on, focusing on him. But C is taken. That points lead is up to 100 and climbing fast. Columbo of Black Blueberry is at 37k, so there is a potential kill there. Like I said, you're dragging these ships down, trying to stay alive and pull them as far out of the fight as you can, while hopefully the Colbert manages to land Torps. And speaking of Torps, he's going to hit 1, maybe 2. He gets 2 onto the Conqueror of New Jersey. Downside for that is it's a Conqueror. It's still going to have apprenticeship, even though it can only heal up to about 60k max. Actually, more like 55k. And so as we look here, you can see the setup coming. Minnow is in a position where he's able, if he stays there, he can get farming this way, but they want to get this Petro into here and look to deny. Nicinator has had the chance, because of that, to set himself up here. He's going to have shots in over here towards this Petro, depending on right here and how far back Tyome Sun is. He's also going to have the ability to challenge the Harugumo when his radar's up in 9 seconds. And I don't know if they know Nicey's there. So for the side of the Nicey was just spotted now with the radar. But you've got a Ragnar and a Petro there. Ragnar opens up on the Haru. And they get the Petro of Brody finally on the corner, but look at how much it cost Della Vega. They pushed down that corner, but Della Vega went from basically full health to 6,000. And they get the Harugumo of Pumbaa right here in the foreground because he's not able to smoke up enough. Ragnar does take damage, but he's going to be fine, and this game is just about over for Pumbaa. AAO is going to win this one. Della Vega is healing, but he's going to go down between the Haru, the Ragnar, and the Columbo. And when he goes down, that'll put him over 900 points. And they don't have enough of a way back in. You can see them making the attempts. Petro here is moving himself into C to try to stop it, but they don't have a way into A, B in time. And with the Columbo going down, it's going to be less than 50 seconds until victory for them. Yeah, 37 seconds. Even getting into C cap is only going to bring it back up to maybe 45, and you can see that he's actually backing off, and they know it's over at this point, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Tyome is sitting here. He's starting to go forward again because he's been dodging, but it doesn't matter. They don't have enough ships low. Look at the health bars here. All the health bars are still at least 25%. And there's going to be a kill just to close it out. The Columbo of Angel Killer is going to be killed right there. That will be the final kill. And your winner, 1 game away from making playoffs, is the team of AAO. They take game 1 with a fairly dominant victory.